Mellow greetings, everyone. I'm the Hipster Snek, and today we're going to talk about the underrated PS1 RPG, Legend of Legaia. Legend of Legaia, developed in-house by Procyon and Contrail in 1998, is a gem of an RPG, which combines together elements of strong characterization, a distinctive magic system, aspects of kung fu movies, and one of the more original and creative stories I've ever seen in a game. This combination of factors results in a fast-paced experience where no two battles ever feel the same. You'll constantly be adapting to new, challenging encounters and learning ever more about the world of Legaia. First of all, the game looks great. It uses some of the same shorthands as its contemporary games, using simplified models for the cast on the overworld, really reflective of common style seen in anime of the late 90s, and more detailed models while in battle. Heck, this is one of those games that even changes how your characters look in battle when you get new weapons and armors. Nice touch. The coolest animations are, of course, the Saru summons, and some of them get to be pretty wild too, particularly late game stuff that's really epic in scope. Sound-wise, the game is a marvel. The music in particular is fantastic, the stuff that sticks with you even after you finish playing. The sound effects make for visceral, impactful combat scenarios, with every punch, kick, and fireball feeling like it has legitimate weight behind it. The voice actors, and by that I really just mean the three main characters, are really suited for each role. They sound energetic, with fierce combat shouts and attack name declarations, all ready to make an impression on the player. Actually, this leads to an amusing story. A friend of mine played through the Japanese version of the game in order to find some of the major differences in translations. One he found was that Noah's hyper art, named in the Western version as Frost Breath, was incorrectly translated. The name should actually read Forest Breath. And as he explained it to me, took great pains in pointing out that Noah's voice actress says the attack name in English, very audibly saying Forest Breath. That aside, the story starts with the main character, default name Vaughn, in the walled village of Rim Elm. There, we learn of creatures known as Saru, who used to live in harmony with mankind up until the arrival of the dreaded Mist. The Mist, by itself, is harmless, but Saru exposed to the Mist become horrifying monsters, bent on destroying everything around them, hence the need for the wall. However, peaceful peasant hamlets and JRPGs must be destroyed somehow, so the game figures better to get it out of the way early and has a gigantic, shadowy black beast blow it down with a laser beam, because Legaia does not do subtle. Aided by the powerful Ra Saru, Meta, Vaughn is given the tools necessary to fight the Mist and its servants. Such powers include copying the powers of certain Saru monsters in the form of magic, rendering our heroes impervious to the Mist's corruption, and allegedly bolstering Vaughn's physical capabilities to the superhuman. I say allegedly because this game was actually made much harder in its English release versus its Japanese counterpart. Dying in what amounts to the prologue should come as a surprise to no one. A short list of all major changes will be listed on screen and included in the video description for those curious. The last Rasaru power we learn of is the ability to revive the Genesis trees, 10 magical plants with the power to drive the Mist and its evil monsters away once restored, and thus, our journey to save the world begins in earnest. Legend of Legaia's biggest claim to fame is its amazing battle system. You input combinations of high and low kicks and left and right punches to chain together martial arts combos known as arts. These arts are your biggest weapons to beating enemies, and since the game also maintains contextual damage, like flying monsters will automatically avoid low-aiming attacks, you'll need to have a good understanding of what options are available. This has helped somewhat that most of the arts you'll unlock are stored in an in-game book, or moves for each character. Vaughn, as all main characters are, is well-rounded with no major weak points. Luckily, he won't be alone long, so you'll eventually recruit the energetic Noah, the fast but frail one, and Gala, the slow but sturdy one. And since any of the three heroes can absorb any of the numerous elemental Saru summons, they can also easily cover the roles of cleric and assist as need arises. And that's just another cool system. Saru with an elemental symbol in their name can be absorbed and defeated with a non-magic attack, some RNG required, and can, in turn, be used by you the party. Not only does this give you broader types of damage and assist abilities, each of them can be leveled up to a maximum rank of 9, each level increasing its potency and possibility of a secondary effect triggering. Yeah, take that, Caravan. Give me trouble as a kid? I'll show you. I don't even care anymore. Yeah! Sorry about that. That boss was really hard for me as a kid. As we move deeper into the world of Legaia, you'll see the human condition in various phases, some having learned to avoid the Mist, while others merely cope with it as inevitability. You'll see the wondrous ruins of the Sebicus island chain alongside its ancient field goalposts, Eventually, you'll move into the anachronistic endgame and further into the horrors that await. There is some legitimately unsettling imagery and some bleak undertones in a world buried by the mist for 10 years, crying out for heroes who'd come set things to right. Oh, and you also get asked by a 13-year-old girl what a pimp is. Yeah, it's that kind of game. Legaia's primary themes hinge around that of the fiery human spirit, as we see with the hero and Rosru relationships that grow as the main cast move from tree to tree. Recurring themes of family and bonds, those forged and those broken, help shape our understanding of said main cast. It also touches, briefly, of course, nature and technology, especially once the cast gets to the cities of Sol and Konkrum, effectively the opposite of the nature-loving Realm or Iron Age Drake Kingdom. And most importantly, the horrific nature of war, the entire crux of the Mist plotline and what brought the world into the Age of the Mist and the chaos it brought forth. The world of Legaia is a mixture of the colorful and the surreal, blended together with body horror and the idea that something else could creep inside and make you act against your own free will. It'll make you laugh and make you recoil in horror. The combat will make you feel like a kung fu action movie, and to witness the supermassive biological terror of the Mist may make you even feel powerless. It's that kind of amazing storytelling and world building that leads to the immensely satisfying feeling of finishing a great game, but wishing it would go on forever. Legend of Legaia may not be the best known game, but it's a game that's absolutely worth seeing at least once. The beauty and simplicity of mixing together fighting game elements into a turn-based RPG means that gameplay never gets dull. There's tons of minigames and dialogue prompts where you can choose to be a bit mischievous should you feel inclined. There's tons of collectibles and secrets to find, including the legendary Rosru eggs, which will grant you the most potent abilities in the game. There's an endless array of things to find and experience. Legend of Legaia was largely overlooked in its day, and that's a major shame. It's so creative and original, and apart from the one sequel it managed to get on the PS2, nothing like it has ever come out again. Heck, despite being developed in-house by a Sony studio, Legaia didn't even get a token rep in PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale. What the heck's up with that? Unfortunately, some rudimentary web searching shows it seems the rights to the games have been left to die. This means no PlayStation Store and, frankly, absurd costs on secondhand sites. And that is really a tragedy. I hate having to end an episode on a bit of a downer note, but the best I can tell you is, if you're interested, look around. Sometimes copies go for cheap, and you never know when a classic like this might fall into reach. It is absolutely worth the effort to put in and pick it up. Maybe someday we'll see a Legaia 3, but for now, it seems we'll just have to be patient and see what happens next. This is the Hipster Snek, and if you liked what you saw here today, please hit the like button, subscribe, and the bell icon to be notified when new videos go live. And please, drop a comment below. I'm aiming to deliver a new video once a week, at least for the foreseeable future, and if you want to make sure that pace remains realistic, you can also become a patron of my efforts at my Subscribestar account, www.subscribestar.com/thehipstersnek, with hyphens in lieu of spaces. Join me next time as we explore one of Konami and Hideo Kojima's lesser-known trilogy of games. This is the Hipster Snek, signing off for now.